But one major issue from today's top stories is the president's meeting with the former leaders and what he told them. Let's get some information more on what was discussed at that meeting earlier today, where we had former heads of state, including General Yakubu Gowon, President Olusegun Obasanjo, General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, Chief Ernest Shonekan, General Abdulsalami Abubakar, and former President Goodluck Jonathan. Some members, top officials of the government in this present cabinet were physically present. I'm being joined on the program to get more perspective on what was discussed and what the former heads of state told President Buhari as regards on the state of the nation. Mr. Femi Adesina, the special advisor to President Buhari on media and publicity, joins us now. Thank you so much, Mr. Adesina, for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Was it a conversation of a heart-to-heart, or the kind of, because the kind of speech that we saw from President Olusegun, or former President Olusegun Obasanjo, was a very, very, very strong one leading to that meeting? And was that kind of disposition expressed at that meeting?
I'll say the meeting today held in a personable and convivial atmosphere. You didn't sense any tension in the air between anybody, and you wouldn't think any of those former leaders had been, in quote, a daggers drawn with President Buhari in recent time. It just went well, personable.
And so, was there a situation, of course, we know that the meeting was at the instance of the president, yes, inviting the former leaders. Was it a situation where he was briefing them? Because these are major members of the Council of State.
Yes, the meeting started with the president briefing them. And then, well, it started with General Yakubu Gowon making remarks like chairman, because he was the most senior of them in terms of leadership ranking. And then our president briefed them. And each of the 6 heads of states were then given time to make comments and recommendations. And then the president rounded up.
For someone like President Obasanjo, who had said the president needed to speak before, he made that clear in the statement that was released by office. That was part of his statement. What other things did he say that came out to you in that meeting?
Yes, he said the speech last night was quite good. And that the country...
According to the former president?
Yeah, according to the former president. He said it was quite good and that the country had been waiting for it. And then he mentioned specific things in the speech which he felt was very good. And he then made his recommendations going forward, how things can be better done in the country, particularly in the area of economy and foreign direct investment and local investment. He said if we were going to get the economy and the unemployment situation right, you needed a lot of local investment and foreign direct investment. And if you will get that, security has to also be stepped up. He said the government has done a lot on security, but the job is not done yet, which had always also been the position of the president. A lot has been done, but the job is not done yet. And it's not done until we see all these security challenges completely dissipated and taken care of. So former President Obasanjo said security needed to be accomplished, what was being done in security, and of course, the corollary of that would be the investment, so both local and foreign.
So none of those past leaders spoke to the president about what they thought in the manner and approach of the government's handling of the situation?
All of them, on the contrary, all of them commended the handling. Without exception.
But you are getting the reaction from Nigerians on the handling and the approach of this government to the situation.
Well, the thing about...
You think Nigerians are happy with your government?
The thing about Nigerians is that there are 200 million of us. And 200 million people will not see things the same way. The same way. And each will have a right to see it the way he or she sees it. That's the truth.
The speech of the president on yesterday night, there were a few people who had commented that there were a few omissions from that speech. You got that feel, isn't it?
I listened to some on your program and on other programs. The thing is that no single speech will take care of everything.
But
No single speech.
Are you worried that the speech also probably missed out a major factor? In fact, the primary incident of the past days was totally missed out in that statement. Are you worried that that kind of omission meant a lot?
It's not true. Somewhere in that speech, the president spoke to the international community, thanked those who had sought understanding before they made comments. And in other words, he was also telling those who were hasty in their judgments to seek more information. He didn't miss out anything. Because you and I know what he was talking about there.
Yeah, I know, but that's based on conjectures. I mean, Lekki, for example, was never mentioned throughout that speech.
Because...
And so for those who have said, maybe the president had omitted that, but it was a major...
It was not omitted. That message to the international community was on Lekki.
But was that a message directly to citizens and those who are probably hit by the incident?
A president is the last bus stop on major issues in the country. Lekki happened. Lagos has instituted a judicial panel. The defense headquarters had come to say that it was awaiting some investigations. Do you then expect the president to weigh in at that point when he hadn't got feedback from the two bodies that are like investigating? That would not be proper.
But should are you defending, Mr. Adesina, the fact that those who have criticized that the president blanked it out?
No.
And in fact, the incident in Zamfara was never mentioned in the State of the Nation address.
It was not a State of the Union address.
It was a State of the Nation because
no,
at that moment...
You needed to get it right.
Hold on, Mr. Adesina.
Yes.
How do you define it as the State of the Nation address?
This was specifically on NSAS.
No. Yes. Mr. Adesina, NSAS was the primary situation of the country at the moment, and it was a State of the Nation. It was the mood of the country at that time.
No. Because I was the one who issued the statement on that broadcast. And the intro of my statement was that after taking briefings from the Security Council yesterday, the president will address the nation on the NSAS protest.
So, I mean, the other part of the role of the military was also missed out.
Which was the role of the military?
In that, the alleged role of the military.
I told you just now that defense headquarters spoke. Is that not the military?
But we are talking about the president. The president and the defense headquarters are two different things.
You are struggling too much to try.
I'm not struggling, Mr.
You are struggling too much to try to...
You know me by now, Mr. Adesina, that I don't struggle to say what I want to say or the question I ask.
You are struggling to...
There is precision in what I'm saying. No, I'm not pinning you, and I'm asking you a straightforward question. Yes. There are major things that were missed out. I mean, the speech was analyzed right here.
I listened to the analysis.
Yes.
But I've just told you now. The president spoke to the international community. Some countries had reacted to Lekki without getting information.
Are we so bothered about what the other countries, or should we be bothered about the citizens of this country?
Everything should bother us. Both the citizens and the international community. Everything should bother us.
So the president has not gotten any briefing from the military on this incident?
The defense headquarters has spoken and said it will be investigated. Lagos state government has said it will be investigated. It will be premature and even presumptuous.
But we should have heard it from the president, don't you think?
That's what?
That we should have heard that same information from the president, don't you think?
Yes, the president is waiting for feedback from those investigating bodies. It is after then that he can say anything.
Do you have a feeling that Nigerians are not happy with this government and President Buhari? Perhaps in the approach of things?
My feeling is personal to me. So I should not be discussing my feeling. I'm here to talk as spokesman of the president. My feelings are personal to me.
Mr. Femi Adesina, thank you indeed for talking to us tonight.
Thank you.